Hi besties! Today we are back with another ranking, but today we're actually going to be starting our Deltarune OST ranking. Last time we obviously did Undertale, like the full OST, but for Deltarune I am going to be doing it chapter by chapter. But the only tier list that I could find, like pre-made, was one that has all of the chapters in one tier list. However, we're going to be stopping and pausing in between chapters because I want these to be separate videos. And then by the end, we'll have a big amalgamation of the entire soundtrack because at this point, I think it's over how many? I think it's like over 200 songs already. And Undertale on its own was like 100 songs, 101. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. My Undertale version seemed to do pretty well. So, you know, despite me being inactive for a little bit, I think it did pretty decently. So I figured, why not? And I also just wanted to do this anyway. So I was gonna do this whether it was well received or not. Who cares? I genuinely just love the music, and I also feel like I just need to establish my top 10, you know? And then also with the news, because Toby Fox released a newsletter yesterday at the time that I'm filming this. I think this is going up on Friday, so this is Thursday that I'm filming this. He confirmed that chapter 6 will be a shorter chapter, so I'm assuming it's gonna be a lot like chapter 3, like in terms of music. I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot of new music, and according to him, I'm paraphrasing based on what he said, I do think it's going to be a very lore-heavy chapter. He quite literally says in the newsletter that we're going to get the answers to pretty much the big mysteries of the story, which is exactly what I was expecting, and I don't know why people were so concerned about the pacing, and I'm so glad that he addressed it in the newsletter because I quite literally said that I think it's crazy that people think that 2 chapters is not enough time to wrap this shit up. Like, are you forgetting Undertale? We got all of the big reveals, the big lore drops within the last, like, hour or two of the game. And then, boom, what does Toby Fox himself say? Bitch, calm down. That's exactly what he said, word for word. But yeah, you know, with the news, like I was saying, that chapter 6 will be coming out in 2027, probably, because that's what he said. He says that he's confident that it'll come out in 2027, and I'm inclined to believe that because I feel like he never really says that he's confident unless he truly is confident. And 2027, that's a big gap, you know? I mean, that's a big time frame, not big gap. That's a big time frame. It's not like he's giving us a specific like date or anything where it could be like it gets closer to that date and he's like, oh wait, I don't think so, I don't think it's gonna be ready yet, I'm gonna have to backtrack. No, he's giving an entire year as a time frame. It could come out in January or it could come out in December. So I think that it'll come out in 2027 because he thinks so, which is really crazy when you think about it because chapter 1 came out in 2018 and then chapter 2 came out in 2021 and then chapters 3 and 4 came out last year, and then 5 came out this year, and now next year we're getting chapter 6, most likely. It's just crazy that the game is going to be over soon, and that's exactly why I want to start my tier list now, because if I don't keep up with the Deltarune hype, I'm gonna forget about it and go back to playing other games, and then boom, he's gonna drop that he's releasing chapter 6 in like 2 weeks, and then I'm not ready. That's exactly what happened this year with chapter 5, bro. Because I was inactive for the longest time, you guys. Like, I did a comeback video and then didn't upload again until he said Deltarune chapter 5 is coming, and then I came back. Toby Fox quite literally resurrected this channel. I hope you guys thank him. But don't worry, if Deltarune isn't your thing, Undertale Deltarune, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it is gonna be pretty prevalent on the channel for a little while, just because I am very hyper fixated on it right now, and it would feel disingenuous of me to film anything else, and it would also just kind of feel like a chore. But don't worry if it's not your thing, because I will go back to doing other things very soon. It's just this has been consuming my brain, and I know a lot of you guys love Undertale and Deltarune because those are some of my most viewed videos, but we will get back to regularly, well, I don't want to say regularly scheduled programming because I don't really have any sort of regularly scheduled programming. Like, I guess back in the day I kind of did. Like, I used to upload pretty consistently. Like, I would upload Stardew Valley once a week and then 2 other things. But I think I'm going to keep it at 2 uploads a week for now just because it's easier to keep up with. with work and stuff, because I only get 2 days off a week. Like, I'm not trying to overwork myself, because I do edit all of my own videos, okay? Like, I'm not one of those YouTubers that has an editor. I'm not a very big channel. I can't afford to pay an editor. So I basically have another job in addition to my job that I already have, except I don't get paid for the other job, which is editing. So drop a like, subscribe. It really helps, because that brings me closer and closer to monetizing the channel, and that would really help me out. And yeah, it would be great if you showed your support if you like these videos. But enough yapping. Let's just get right into the ranking. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, it is already starting to get really hot in here. I had to turn my AC off because you guys can hear it. Even if I turn my gain on my mic down, I've tried so many settings. You can always hear it in the background, or you won't be able to hear it, but then when I talk, I like cut in and out, and I don't want that. So to make the audio as best as possible, I had to turn off my AC. We are in the middle of a heat wave, so that just goes to show the extra mile that I go for you guys to make the quality good. I used to really not give a fuck. Like, if you watch my videos from last summer, I was not caring. I left my AC on because I just couldn't, and my desk was right next to the AC. I moved it now, so it's fine. But I just did not care, bro. It was way too hot for that shit, and it low-key is today too. But because this video is music related, I really don't want you guys to hear my AC in the back. So anyway, let's get started. So like I was saying, this tier list has all of the songs from all of the chapters, but we're not going to be ranking all the chapters in this one video. You saw my Undertale ranking. It took me 3.5 hours to do 101 songs. I would quite literally be here for 10 fucking hours if I did all of these songs right now. So we are going to be breaking it up chapter by chapter. And chapter 1 only has 40 songs, which is kind of crazy because it feels like a lot more. But I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. I don't know if when I move on to chapter 2, if I'm going to like remove chapter 1 and then do chapter 2, or if I'm just gonna make one big amalgamation of a ranking. Honestly, that's probably what I'll do, and then I'll sort them at the end like I did with Undertale. Okay, but first up we have Another Hymn, which that is the intro song, right? That plays when you're making the vessel. All right, let's listen. Very ominous, very mysterious. I know a lot of people say this is Gaster in the beginning, talking, which would make sense, but I don't know. Toby's newsletter has me rethinking everything. Okay. So this is pretty short and repetitive. I'm gonna pause it because it's almost over. It is very short and a little bit repetitive, but I don't know. Something about me likes it. I'm gonna put it in good but not my favorite. Is that crazy? Are we starting off too crazy? The intro song is going in good but not my favorite. We might be starting off a little too crazy. Okay, and then next up we have Beginning. Which one is this? I think I might know. Let's just fucking listen. Like, why am I trying to guess before we hit play? Just play it. Oh, okay. The car ride to school. Oh my god. I just remember the feeling that I got when playing it for the first time. Ooh. Clearly I don't remember it all. Wait, this part, hold on. When Toriel hugs Chris before she sends them off to class. Bro, that was so sweet. Something about that song is just very heartfelt to me. Like, the drive to school, seeing the town, because we quite literally, you know, get like pretty much a tour of the town on the ride to school. And we, you know, get to see a couple characters that we might know, you know, from before. Yeah, the feeling that I got playing that the first time truly was insane. That as an intro was insane, Toby. Toby, why did you do that? Like, you can't tell me Toby didn't know exactly what he was doing, having Toriel hug 30 seconds into the fucking game. Are you insane? Like, I literally made that the thumbnail of the first episode that I played on the channel because I just love that moment so much. But where to put it? It is pretty short. But I think it's going good, but not my favorite. It's just, especially the little, I don't know what instrument that is. That little do 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 do. That part is really good. I love it. You know, it has Toriel hug in it. I can't rank that any lower. Are you joking? It also really gives like Undertale vibes. I feel like it was definitely the perfect intro song to go with. Obviously, we're not counting another hymn. That was not the intro. Like, it sounds like Once Upon a Time in a way. I feel like I hear a little bit of that song in it. But, you know, it's different, which, you know, establishes Deltarune as a separate game, even though we had thousands, millions of people even calling it Undertale 2 back in 2018. I remember I made the title of my video totally not Undertale sequel, and somebody commented they were like, yeah, it's actually not a sequel. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I was making fun of YouTubers back in the day who would use those clickbait titles. They were super cool about it, but like, I thought it was obvious sarcasm, but you know, sometimes it's not always obvious. I'm sorry, guys. I can be kind of sarcastic sometimes. But anyways, next up we have School. I actually do remember this one. And I do really like this one. It doesn't have as many streams. Why does another Hymns have so many streams? Has 7 million. Beginning has 5 million. And then School has 4 million. Interesting. But yeah, anyways, here's School. This is a nice track for School. The fact that it's 1 minute and 20 seconds long, I don't remember being in the classroom for this long. I guess if you go through and talk to all the characters and get all the dialogue, but I usually don't do that because I've already played the game. This is really good though. Oh, see? I do remember. I am... Am I gonna put this in amazing 10 out of 10 no notes? It's vibey. It's a vibe. It's a vibe, you guys. Literally just for School. This is a banger-ass track. I said what I said. What's also crazy is I saw somebody on Twitter point out that Deltarune Chapter 1 only came out like 3 years after Undertale. So obviously there's a lot of Undertale remnants within Deltarune Chapter 1 that you see less and less of as the chapters go by, obviously, because Toby's style has changed a little bit, graphics have improved greatly. So Chapter 1 will always be very near and dear to my heart. I think in my ranking, like, not like an actual ranking, I didn't post a video about this, I just like said it offhand, like at the end of my Chapter 5 playthrough. I think, did I really put Chapter 1 at the bottom? That's crazy if I did, but that's the thing. I don't know if I still feel that way, but if I did say that, it's because it's not by default. Well, actually, no, it definitely is by default. Because it's not that it's bad. Obviously, Chapter 1 is really, really good. It's just that he's improved so much that the other chapters just hit so much different. I don't know. I'll do my true ranking, obviously, after Chapter 7 comes out, because I don't think it's fair right now to rank all the chapters without having the full picture, the full story. That's why it low-key pissed me off. Am I gonna start drama? Not really. This YouTuber doesn't know that I exist. But, Jacksepticeye, love Jacksepticeye. I've been watching him for years now. But when he said that he wasn't gonna play Chapter 3, because, you know, obviously Chapter 3 got announced. He played Chapters 1 and 2, which I watched religiously because I love the voices that he does for the characters. Even if the way that he plays frustrates me sometimes. Like, I don't comment about it or anything like that. I just fucking watch the video. And I like the voices that he does. But I don't remember if this was a live stream or not. I think it was a live stream, but I think he posted a clip, unless this was just a clips channel that went really like viral, that posted the clip of him talking about chapter 3 when it got announced. He said he wasn't going to play it, and he said because it was of like toxic comments and stuff. I'm not going to get super into it because I have very mixed feelings about the whole situation, but when he said that he doesn't think that Deltarune even holds a candle to Undertale, I was like, whoa, bitch. Calm down. Because like I said in my last ranking, it's okay if you prefer Undertale, even though I think a lot of you guys are looking at it with nostalgia glasses on, because I definitely was, that's for damn sure. It's fine if Undertale is still like your favorite and you prefer it, but to say Deltarune doesn't hold a candle to Undertale, mind you, he said this after only playing chapters 1 and 2. That would be like judging Undertale after we meet Sans and Papyrus and then you just stop there and that's the game. Like, I just don't understand how you can say that when the game's not even finished. Like, comparing Undertale, which is a fully finished game that, you know, did really well on his channel, obviously very near and dear to him, to a game that you've only played 2 chapters of, is a little bit crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously now we're halfway over, so if people do want to make their comparisons early, I can kind of see it. Me personally, I'm definitely gonna be holding out until chapter 7 comes out before I make any comparisons or rankings or anything like that regarding Undertale versus Deltarune, if at all, because honestly, I don't think I would know where I stand truly, because like I said, I am one of those people that looks at it with my nostalgia glasses on in terms of Undertale. Sorry, that was just my mini rant. I go on little side tangents sometimes. That's why these videos that shouldn't be that long always end up being like 3 fucking hours. Okay, next up we have Susie, not versus Susie. It's a very important distinction. I was like, okay, where is it? Okay, this one, it's 27 seconds long, but with how many spaces are in between each note, I feel like it feels so much longer than 27 seconds. But I am gonna put it in I'm gonna put it in too short does it even count, because obviously we get versus Susie later on, and I'm not even gonna get into it right now because I don't want to spoil my future rankings. But it's going in too short does it even count. It's kind of like a little taste test, a little teaser for what's to come with versus Susie. And a lot of people are saying versus Susie is going to make a comeback. Like, there's gonna be a scene where we have to fight Susie, which honestly, I don't know. I don't know, man. If we did, it would obviously be like 10 times more epic, which is crazy. But I think that a battle against Chris is more likely. I don't think Susie's gonna have this big reaction to Chris's betrayal that everybody seems to think that she'll have, because Susie's had a lot of development over the years. I don't think she's gonna react like how she did when she found out that Lancer was the one who locked them up. I think Susie will be hurt, obviously, but even in the fight with Lancer, Susie wasn't actually, you know, trying to hurt him. She asked him to get out of the way. He said no, so she started fighting him. She didn't want to hurt him because of the betrayal. She literally said at first, "Move out of my way." Like, she said, "Bitch, get out the way." So even though I think Susie will be hurt when she finds out about Chris's betrayal, and yes, I will keep saying betrayal in quotation marks because we don't take any Chris slander. I'm not slandering them until I get the full picture, and I will probably fully support them, honestly. But yeah, I don't know if we will fight Susie, honestly. It would be epic, not gonna lie. But do I think that we'll get it? Probably not. Still cool to think about, though. Okay, next up we have The Door, which makes a comeback, does it not, in multiple chapters? Yeah, does it not play whenever there's a new, like, Dark World? I'm, like, 99% certain. There's a little bit of crackling going on, and I never know if it's part of the song or part of my shitty-ass Amazon headphones. Okay, it's very simple, but I like the feeling that it gives, so it is also going an amazing 10 out of 10, no notes. I don't know if that sounds crazy, but I love how mysterious it is. Yeah, I'm like pretty sure it plays in chapter 5 at least. I'm in the middle of a replay right now, so I'm having a hard time remembering certain things, but I'm like pretty sure it plays whenever there's a new Dark World, right? Like I'm pretty certain we hear it play in the computer lab. We don't hear it in chapter, we don't hear it for the TV world, Dark World, I'm pretty sure, because Chris makes the fountain and then goes back to sleep. So then when we wake up, we're already in the Dark World, so we don't hear it. Chapter 4, I can't remember if we hear it or not. But chapter 5, I'm 99.9% sure that we hear it when Susie is, you know, outside of Flower King and then sees the fountain emerge. So it's a bit of a, you know, recycled, reused song, but that's okay because it's a good one. Okay, next up we have Cliffs. Damn, a lot of the music in chapter 1 was so, like, mysterious. Which I get, because obviously it was quite literally a whole big mystery to us. We didn't know what the fuck we were getting into. Okay, that one is gonna go in neutral. It's just, you know, it's kind of, you know, it's not even really a song. It's almost too short, does it even count? But it is 35 seconds. So I am gonna put it in neutral. It's just like, whatever, it's just kind of there. It is good at atmosphere building. You know, like I said, a lot of the songs on chapter 1 are very mysterious because obviously the game is a whole big mystery to us. It definitely does really capture the feeling of like a strange world though. Okay, next up we have The Chase, which is 33 seconds. I think this is going to be similar to Run from Undertale. It's just kind of a chase song, so it's probably going to go in too short, does it even count? I don't even think that's how it goes. Actually, you know what? It's kind of epic. I kind of love it. I kind of love it. It's amazing 10 out of 10, no notes. Especially, the scenes that it gets reused in later on. Okay, next up we have The Legend. Deltarune. That's what it says. Honestly, this song is so epic. It's like the perfect song that plays in a video game when the hero is hearing about their quest. Like, Toby, you did your big one with that. He knew exactly what he was doing here. It's gonna go in Love, Love, Love. Actually, wait, this part... Okay, yeah, it's going in amazing 10 out of 10, no notes. Does this song ever make a comeback, but remixed? I feel like I've heard a remix version sprinkled in there somewhere at some point. This might actually... Am I about to do something crazy? This might be the best thing to have ever graced my ears, guys. Especially this part, wait. Oh my god, it's really good, it's really good. I'm sorry, it's going in the best thing to ever grace my ears. It might be a little early for that, but who gaff, literally who gaff. Next up, we have a song with 15, almost 16 million streams. We all know it, we all love it, unless you're insane. Lancer. Do-do-do-do. Oh my god, it's so good, it's so good. This is the best thing to ever grace my ears, and I don't give a fuck that I just did 2 songs back to back, the best thing to ever grace my ears, because it's true. It's true. Lancer's theme is genuinely so good. It captures him perfectly. And Lancer's introduction as well is just perfect. The way he literally just crashes onto the scene, literally, and fucking crashes into Rouse. It was so Undertale. The fucking explosion effect too. I'm sorry. Don't ever worry about thinking that you're not funny to me, because I genuinely find the explosion bit in Deltarune to be the funniest shit ever. But yeah, Lancer's introduction is genuinely like peak character introduction. The way he does the little twirl and says, "I'm the bad guy." Like, he's so good. Am I a little bit biased because Lancer is one of my favorites, and I am going to be really, really sad if anything happens to him, because people keep theorizing that something's gonna happen to Castletown, which would obviously mean that Lancer fucking dies, which is insane. And I hope that that doesn't happen, but if it does, Toby Fox, you will receive multiple invoices for my therapy sessions. But yeah, his song is peak, captures him perfectly. It's right up there with Sans' theme going with his, and Papyrus's theme going with his so well. It's almost like Toby Fox knows his characters, guys. Like, he knows them really, really well. Okay, next up we have Rude Buster. Now, is it gonna hit the same after the amazing remixes that we've gotten? Let's listen. Okay, I'm sorry, it does. It does. It does. Even though the remixes are really, really good, the original Rude Buster, it's still, like, it still holds up, you know? This part right here, like, okay, break it down. Don't hurt him now. Yeah, Rude Buster. Still good, still good. Like, it didn't get completely and utterly mogged by the remixes, which is great. Damn, man, Rude Buster, it does mog enemy approaching. I'm so sorry, enemy approaching. It's just such a good battle theme. Like, the second that first note hits, you're like, oh shit, this is a fight. Like, even though I don't really fight unless I'm doing the weird route, which I still haven't finished. I have plans to finish it, guys. Especially after, oh my god, I didn't even touch on that. In the newsletter, Toby, I don't know if he said this outright, because I've seen, I always get my newsletter late, because I guess he just has so many that send out that obviously some of them get a little bit delayed, because so many people are probably signed up to it. So I always get mine a little bit late, and I know you can just read them on the website, but I usually just like to get it in my email. So I usually see it on Twitter, people posting it, or posting little bits and pieces of it. And apparently at the end of the Weird Route in Chapter 5, spoilers for the Weird Route, I haven't gotten that far in the playthrough yet, so I actually don't know all of the full details, but apparently something happens at the end of the Weird Route in Chapter 5. Apparently most of Chapter 5 gets fucking skipped if you did the Weird Route in, you know, previous chapters and then kept playing. You didn't abort it. Pretty much, you can, I'm pretty sure you can abort it at some point in Chapter 5. I think, but what I mean is you know, did a Weird Route, played it all the way through, you got to Chapter 5. Apparently most of Chapter 5 gets skipped, question mark, which is kind of insane. It's a bold choice, but I love it. It's the same as like in Detroit Become Human. You can literally get Kara and Alice killed like on the second chapter, and their story is just done for the rest of the game. I don't know how it plays out without them. I guess you just don't see that storyline, because they're not really important to the overarching storyline. Their story is more so for the emotional like perspective. They don't really have any like effect on the political aspect or anything like that. But yeah, so apparently Chapter 5 just gets skipped if you do the Weird Route, and at the end of it, it says insert chapter 7 side B. And apparently side B, chapter 7, is an entirely separate chapter from chapter 7. Because you know how in the Weird Route normally it's the same chapter. You're just making different choices and playing very differently, and you're getting very, very different outcomes. But this is the first time that the Weird Route has gotten its own separate chapter. So I don't know what that entails. I don't know what the fuck Toby Fox is cooking up over there. I'm really scared for it, but I need to finish my Weird Route file and get it ready for chapter 7. I'm confused then, dude. So do people who only do the Weird Route, which I'm sure that there's not that many people out there that only do the Weird Route. So do people that, but for the sake of like argument, do the people who only do the Weird Route, do they just not get to experience chapter 6? Like, do they just skip chapter 6 too? Damn, they skip chapter 5 and chapter 6. I mean, it makes sense. The genocide route of Undertale is many hours shorter than the pacifist route, even though the fights definitely take a lot longer. Okay, anyway, sorry for yapping so much. I just get so excited whenever new stuff about Deltarune drops, and where else am I going to talk about it other than with you guys? None of my fucking friends play Deltarune. That's really sad. I should force them. I tried to force my little brother to play Deltarune, and he is not much of a reader. I've been trying to get him to read more because I don't want him to be an illiterate little fuck, but he just got bored so early on. It was very heartbreaking. My little sister's kind of into it, but she's not at the age yet where she can really, you know, read. She's like 6 years old. So she can read, but I don't think she would, you know, understand a whole lot. But she likes some of the characters. She knows Susie. She likes Susie. You gotta start them off young, guys. Get them into Undertale. Get them into Deltarune. We're not gonna have any LARPers in this household. Okay, next up we have Empty Town. It's so crazy how it's Empty Town in the beginning, and then later on it becomes My Castle Town and the song changes. It's a lot less, you know, empty. This is going an amazing 10 out of 10, no notes. I really like it. It does sound like The Legend, but a more like toned back version. It also just brings me straight back to 2018, man. This song is really good. Yeah, that's a really good one. I like Empty Town. I shouldn't say this. I was gonna say I should really try to not have as many in S tier as I did last time, but let's be honest, guys, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. I just love the soundtracks of these games so much that it's gonna be impossible for me to not put most of the songs into the good tiers. Okay, next up we have Weird Birds. This one's only 16 seconds long, so we're gonna preemptively put it in too short. Does it even count? Because I know exactly what fucking song this is. Ooh! I can't recreate that sound. What did they use to make this sound? It honestly is pretty cool though. It's just definitely not long enough for me to put on the actual ranking. But it is pretty cool. I like it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Banger incoming. Next up, we have Field of Hopes and Dreams. Ooh. What is that? Hold on. What is this melody? Oh shit. You already know. You already know. Let's not act dumb now. Over 31 million streams for a reason. I love that we got to hear it again in Chapter 5, but new and improved. Garden of Hopes and Dreams. Chapter 5 in general was just so good. I will never forget going on Twitter and seeing people hating on it. Like, are you okay? It was the same as like when I discovered that Chapter 4 has haters too. Like, next thing you're gonna tell me some people hate Chapter 2. Don't tell me, actually. That would just piss me off. It's so good. What did he put in this song, man? This area is also really good too. I do hate though in Chapter 1 that enemies don't despawn after you've already fought them. They come back And in some areas, you can just walk around them, but in other areas, even if you're backtracking, they'll like go after you, even though you've already like spared them, which is kind of annoying for replay purposes, which is what I'm doing right now. So that's a little frustrating. This part right here, man. Obviously, Field of Hopes and Dreams goes in the best thing to ever grace my ears. Fuck did you think this was? Okay, next up we have Fanfare from Rose of Winter. I don't know what Rose of Winter is. It's sounding like an anime. I'm gonna look it up because I actually never knew what that, I never knew what Fanfare was from. Okay, it's a video game. Interesting. It was sounding like an anime. It's a visual novel. It's on Steam for $9. Should we play it? It has very positive reviews. It was released in 2016. Interesting. You know, if this is in fact the Rose of Winter that it comes from, I'm assuming that it is. Nothing else really came up. Ah! I hate when I get bombarded by AI on Google. Like, fuck you, bitch. I didn't ask you. Rose of Winter is a fantasy romance visual novel created by Pillow Fight, the same people who brought you We Know the Devil, with music composed by Toby Fox. Okay, there's the connection. I get it now. Cool. I mean, that's nice. I can't exit out of Google Chrome. I just wanted to Google this. And now I can't leave. They're holding me hostage, actually. Okay, already Fanfare is too short to rank. And it's kind of just like... I mean, that's all it is, Fanfare. So it's fitting. I never heard that part. What the hell? Okay, next up we have Lantern, which doesn't have nearly as many streams as I thought it would. I feel like it was really popular at a certain time. It's going in Love, Love, Love. I do love this song. It's longer than I thought too. It's a minute long. It just kind of loops though. It's a good song though, especially for a shop. Toby Fox really knows what he's doing when he's creating shop music. Like shop, hip shop. Surely there's more that I just can't think of right now. Ooh, oh shit. Okay. Randomly just got epic at the end there. Okay, yeah, Lantern is pretty good. It has 6 million streams, almost 7 million. I think it should have more. That was pretty good. It is a little repetitive though, like I said. Okay, and then next we have another Too Short Doesn't Even Count. It's I'm Very Bad, which, you know, it's after, Susie tells Lancer, hey, you're not scary, you sound like baby Santa Claus. So then he tries to be scary. Let's just hear it. This one is so fucking funny to me because it's just Lancer's theme if he was Susie. That whole scene in general is just really funny. I love Susie and Lancer's dynamic in chapter 1. Obviously, you know, they're super besties later on. But in chapter 1, it was just really special because, you know, Susie was still trying to figure out how to actually be a friend and learning what it was like to have friends. And then Lancer, of course, who has clearly never had a friend because everyone around him doesn't like him and they just put up with him because he's the king's son. It's just very sweet. And their dynamic in chapter 1 will always be very near and dear to me. Okay, shit. Next up we have Checker Dance. Okay. What did he go so hard on this track for? Like, damn, this part right here? Ugh, I'm struggling. I don't know where it should go. Oh, man. Yeah. It's going here, guys. The best thing to ever grace my ears. I was really struggling there for a second, but so far we have more S tier than any other tier. Once again, But is anyone surprised? No. Like, I don't know what he put in that song. He made it groovy as fuck. And then the battle is also really fun. Like, the battle going so poorly that Susie joins Lancer at the end of it is fucking hilarious. I love chapter 1, man. Okay, next up we have Quiet Autumn. And this one is shorter than I thought it was, but I really like this one. It's right up there with Quiet Water from Undertale for me. But I think I put Quiet Water in Amazing 10 out of 10 No Notes. I don't think I put it in the Best Thing to Ever Grace My Ears, but this one just has a little extra oomph, a little extra something in it. So I do think it has to go in the Best Thing to Ever Grace My Ears. What did Toby Fox do? Why is he just doing banger after banger after banger? Because there's another banger coming up, and I don't know if I can put any more in S tier, guys. We're not even halfway through yet. Okay. Next up, we have Scarlet Forest, which if you used to watch my Pops Tropica streams back in the day, you know that this song went triple fucking platinum on my streams. I would always play this song because, I don't know, it just gave Pop Tropica. Like, I low-key just started associating this song with Pop Tropica because Pop Tropica doesn't have any music. At least, the real, like, OG versions don't have it. I know that they're working, quote-unquote, on Pop Tropica and adding new things, but I don't think that's ever gonna get done because there's, like, a million islands, and they have, like, 3 of them up and running. And then there was that Pop Tropica remake that did get started, but then the guy turned out to be some kind of fucking weirdo, so then that got, like, derailed, I guess. I don't know if he's still attempting to do it, but I know that a bunch of people dropped off and stopped supporting the project, which is really sad because I would really love a Pop Tropica, like, revival, and I would have, you know, loved what he was doing if he just had to go and be a fucking freak. But yeah, I would play this because, again, Pop Tropica didn't have music, so I would just play, like, Deltarune and Undertale music, and that would be the music for Pop Tropica in my brain. But Scarlet Force is good. It has 12 million streams. I thought it would have more than that, but, you know, rightfully so. It's 2 minutes long. Crazy. The intro is really long, I forgot. I was expecting the beat drop right there. Nope, it's this part. I'm gonna let the good part kick in before I decide where to put this because I'm on the fence right now, just like I was with was it Quiet Autumn or Checker Dance? I think it was Checker Dance that I couldn't decide where to put it. But this one, I think I already know where it's gonna go, and I'm kicking myself mentally for this already. Cause what? How do you even do this? Come on, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? 3 straight songs in a row in the Best Thing to Ever Grace My Ears. Man, Toby Fox. What is with you in making amazing songs? Like, this part right here, too. Why is it so good? I need to listen to this soundtrack more. I usually just listen to the Undertale one. Okay, yeah, Scarlet Forest, 10 out of 10, but not Amazing 10 out of 10 No Notes. It's 10 out of 10 Infinity because it's the best thing to ever grace my ears. Toby Fox, how do you do it? How do you do it? Because I was watching Jen McAllister, another streamer. You probably know who she is. I would hope so. If not, then you don't know ball. You don't know what you're missing out on. Go watch her streams. She's awesome. She did a stream last night where she tried to make a song for the first time in BandLab, and it was just showing me how hard it is to make a song, and the fact that you have people like Toby Fox out here making such cool shit is crazy. I definitely don't have the musical ear to make anything remotely similar to this, but her stream low-key inspired me, and I wanna do a video where I try to make like Deltarune music. I'm gonna predict Deltarune Chapter 6's soundtrack. I'm gonna make the soundtrack in BandLab. That's gonna be a YouTube video, guys. Stamp it. Okay, next up we have Thrash Machine. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, and then it clicked. I know what Thrash Machine is. It's 54 seconds? How long do y'all take to build your machine? It's going good, but not my favorite. Because it's meant to sound, it sounds a little bit like Lancer's theme, but Lancer's theme is just so much better. Wait, I forgot about this part. Mostly because I usually am done building the fucking machine by this point. Okay. Yeah, it's going in Love, Love, Love. I don't know why it hit so hard right there. Okay, next up we have Versus Lancer, which I don't know if I want to say it before I even play it. That rhymed. But I think this is one of those rare cases where the remix is not better than the original. I could be remembering wrong though. Let's listen. Okay. Yeah, it's going in Love, Love, Love. I think the regular Lancer theme song is better. This is doing too much a little bit. That's okay though. We love Lancer and his silly little song. And that scene in particular too. I think it has some very important Susie like character development that rarely gets talked about. Because people act like Susie just kind of changed overnight, which really pisses me off. They're like, oh, Susie changed in literally like 2 days. Because, you know, the game only takes place in, you know, a couple of days pretty much. Chapter 1 is, I forget what the days are. Because someone actually figured out the days of the week that the game takes place during. I think Chapter 1 is a Thursday. And then Chapter 2 is Friday. And Chapter 3 is Friday night, Saturday morning. And by morning, I mean, you know, very early morning. Because then Chapter 4 is actual morning. Because, you know, I guess they go to church on Saturdays. That's interesting. My family also goes on Saturdays. So I know some people go on Sundays. I don't know the difference. I'm not religious anymore. I don't think I ever was, really. I think I was just pretending because my family was religious. And then Sunday is the day of the festival, and they mentioned school being tomorrow, which would make it a Monday. So, you know, realistically, we've only known Susie for a couple of days, and a lot of people think that her development is too crazy for, you know, a couple of days, which... To that, I have to say, I don't think you fully understand Susie at all if you think that she went from a quote-unquote bully to actually, you know, being, like, a good person. I feel like the whole point of Susie's arc is that she was never actually a bully. She was just kind of trying to live up to that standard that people already placed upon her. Like, canonically in the game, there's not much that Susie really, like, did that was so bad. And also, she's a teenager, you know? It's clear that she's just putting on a front. She was never an actual real bully. Like, literally 5 minutes alone with Chris, and she was already showing fear. When they got to the closet, she was showing that she was afraid with no, like, without really trying to put on a front, really. Like, she was gonna call Chris a pussy or whatever, and she was like, you know what, fine, we'll just both go in at the same time. Like, girl, you're scared. It's okay to say that you're scared. But yeah, literally in that scene with Lancer says... because if you win by convincing Lancer, I think that's how you have to win, right? I'm pretty sure that's how you have to win. I don't think there's any other way. I mean, by acting. Obviously, you can fight them, and I'm pretty sure Susie calls the battle off because you're gonna hurt him, I think. I think that's what happens. I don't remember. It's been a while. But if you win by convincing Lancer, he's like, I accidentally started liking the enemies. Susie's like, okay, well, if you don't want to fight, then there's no point. Battle's over. Like, she immediately calls the battle off. She doesn't give a shit. She cares about what Lancer thinks. It also just kind of sends a message about, you know, how quickly we get attached. Because obviously, we get attached to these characters. And realistically, we don't know them for that long. Chapter 1 was, like, not that much gameplay. I forget how long it took me. But for a lot of people, Chapter 1 is not that long. So you know these characters for, like, a couple of hours at most. And then you had to wait, like... 4 years and then you get chapter 2. So I don't think it's crazy to say that Chris and Susie became friends after, you know, going through a life or death situation, and Susie dropped the bully act after going through said life or death situation and actually making some friends. Like, I don't think that development is crazy, and I kind of group those people in with the people who think that the pacing is bad. Like, it's one thing if you want to say, like, Toby needs to, you know, stop leaving all the big lore drops for the end of the game, which I can see. Even though I don't mind it, I can see why people would think that. But I also think that the pacing it always ends up working well, you know? Like, it might seem like a lot at first, but when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, it usually seems like it works out. Like, I just know that once chapters 6 and 7 come out, that when people go back and replay it from the beginning, it's gonna flow nicely. It might feel a little bit jarring at first because, you know, we're gonna wait till 2027 for chapter 6, and then we're gonna play chapter 6, and there's gonna be 18 billion lore bombs, and people are gonna be like, what? That was so sudden. But you're not realizing that the game first started in 2018, and it's gonna be 2027 when chapter 6 comes out. That would be almost 10 fucking years. So it's really not all that sudden. But yeah, even though I do like Lancer's original theme better, I think Versus Lancer is good. It's a goofy, fun theme. I also like the battle with him and Susie. I like their attacks. I think that they go well together, and it was nice. I just love them as a duo too, so maybe I'm biased. I love Susie and Lancer's friendship. If anything happens to that boy, I'll be in your walls, Toby Fox. Anyways, next we have Basement, which is 27 seconds long. It's probably gonna be too short. Does it even count? So let's just play it. Yeah, too short. Does it even count? It's also just more, you know, ominous, mysterious. For some reason, though, oh, okay, I was looking at the wrong song. I was like, why does this have 11 million streams? It was Versus Lancer. This one only has 10,000 streams, which makes sense. Just a little bit of ambiance. Next up, we have Imminent Death, which is the intro to a motherfucking banger. So this is kind of like Susie's Undyne here. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first played the game, even I was scared of Susie here. So this part definitely does its job. Like, damn. She's scary as hell. So scary, and for what? It is only 20 seconds long, though. I am going to put it in neutral, though, because I think it's a good build-up and a good intro. This whole scene right here, when she's like, why would anyone want to be my friend anyway? And then the music starts playing. I'm like, oh, shit. Damn. Because that's exactly what I was saying earlier. Like, Susie doesn't want to fight Lancer here. Like, she's sad and she's hurt. And she wants Lancer to just get the fuck out of the way so she doesn't have to take her anger out on him. But yeah, it's a good intro to the motherfucking bop that's about to play, which is Versus Susie. Oh shit. I saw someone say on TikTok that the intro's too long. Bitch, you're smoking crack. It's perfect. You already know. You already know. This might be my favorite song, actually. Crazy, but it's true. Do, 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 do. Like, damn. He made that song so fucking epic. For what? For what? For a one-off? No. I see why people think it's gonna make a comeback. I want to believe that it'll make a comeback because I can't believe he just made that epic ass song for chapter 1 and then we never hear it again. Especially with all of the like callbacks to chapter 1 that we got in chapter 5, we didn't get any like versus Susie callback. And you know, maybe, you know, it does go to show that Susie has changed. She's had some character development, but I think she deserves to crash out as a treat. We could get a little bit of Susie crash out in chapter 6 or 7. I'm not picky. You can pick one, Toby. I gotta stop calling him Toby. I don't know him like that. Like, I see people calling him Tobias. Is that his real name? I don't think it is. Okay, I did just look it up. Toby Fox's real name is not fucking Tobias. That makes it so much funnier, actually. Yeah, it's crazy how little I know about this man. Like, I love his games so much, and then I know absolutely fucking nothing about him. Like, I know some basic things. Like, I know, apparently, he has a disability in his, something to do with his wrist, so he can't quite, play piano the way that he used to, and it's, like, harder for him to do certain things, which is crazy that he's still, you know, managing to make such good music and the game and stuff like that. That's why I don't have any sympathy for people who use AI to make art. Like, you have disabled people who are still, you know, able to create things and still do it with such passion and have it be good and full of feeling, real life, human feeling. So yeah, I don't have any respect for you if you use AI for art or anything really. But art mostly, because, you know, people with disabilities can do it. Why can't you able-bodied person? You know, unless you're not, which even then, it still applies, because like I said, if other disabled people are doing it, why can't you? Bottom line, using AI, no excuse. You don't have an excuse. You're just lazy. Anyways, next up we have Card Castle, which has 3 million streams. If you watched my first playthrough of Deltarune, then you already know that I fuck with this song heavy. But I know that Chaos King is a remix. I don't know which one I like better. I guess we'll figure it out. But Card Castle on its own is still really good. So let's give it a re-listen. It's a minute long. The intro was long as hell, damn. I forgot how long it was. It's also so video gamey. Like, some of Toby's songs don't sound video gamey, but this one does. In a good way. And then... I think it's gonna go an amazing 10 out of 10, no notes. I do think Chaos King is better, but this one is so good. It's also oddly calming for a song that plays when we're literally exploring the castle when we're supposed to be locked up in prison. And then we have Rules Card, which has 16,000 streams, and I saw someone on TikTok has this in their top fucking 10, which is crazy. This goes back into what I was saying last ranking. Like, if there's a song on there, it's probably somebody's favorite. Like, genuinely, any song you can think of, it's probably somebody's favorite. I don't think it was their number 1, but it was on their top 5 somewhere. I can't remember what the comments were, but I think I remember somebody saying, like, horrendous ranking, but I guess I see the vision. Like, that's literally how I feel about seeing other people's rankings. Because it's like, even though I have a different opinion, it's like, I can't fault you because all of the songs are good, you know? You know, there's certain ones that I'm not a fan of, but it's like, I would, you know, they're still good. I'm just personally not a fan for my own personal reasons. Depending on the song, a lot of the time it has to do with the actual, like, placement in the game. Like, I'm trying to remember which songs did I put in not a fan of in Undertale. Okay, yeah, I put Power of Neo, which, you know, it's an epic sounding song, but I put it in there because it was kind of a troll song because we don't get a Metaton Neo fight. He dies in one hit. Dog Song, I just found annoying. Guladay, also just not my favorite. And then Uwa So Heats, I just thought that the other Uwas were better. So, again, the not a fans, just because something's in not a fan doesn't mean it's not good. Like, it just means it's not for me personally. Okay, but anyways, this is Rules Card, which is only 19 seconds. But apparently that was enough to make somebody's top 5, which is fucking crazy. I'm gonna put it in neutral, because it does have a lot going on for a song that's only 19 seconds, but also it's just kind of epic, and Rules Card is not epic. So bro is literally gaslighting us with his fucking theme. Okay, next up we have April 2012, which it plays when you're in Clover's room, right? I think it's Clover's room. Whose else room would this play in? Oh shit. It's a nice little bop for 20 seconds. It can go in good but not my favorite as a treat. Like, I wouldn't put it on my playlist because it's only 20 seconds, but still, it's good. Okay, next up we have Hip Shop, which I was talking about earlier. Another fucking banger for a shop song. He has 2 banger shop songs in 1 chapter. And it has 24 million streams. I can't remember if this one got popular on TikTok or if it was just Shop from Undertale. I don't remember. I'm not remembering any trend. Okay, we'll just listen. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oops. I'm always offbeat with these songs. I definitely don't listen to this soundtrack as much as I do with Undertale. It's still really good. It's just that I don't really listen to it because I want to listen to all of it at once. And I have yet to find a good playlist on Spotify that has all of the songs. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I want a good playlist that has all of the songs from all of the chapters, and I haven't really found a good one yet. There's always like a song missing, or it's like slightly out of order, and it drives me fucking nuts. And then when I try to just do it manually and add them to the queue, if the album that you're trying to add to your queue is over a certain amount of songs, they just get cut off, and then you'll just be adding more and more songs without realizing that the other songs that you added got cut off. And it's really fucking annoying. I don't know why Spotify does that. Let me add 100 songs to my queue. But anyways, this song... okay. I want to put it in the best thing to have ever graced my ears so bad. But can I? Look at this shit, bro. I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I literally have 8 songs in the best thing to have ever graced my ears right now. And we're gonna add another one. It's just so good. I could put it in Amazing 10 out of 10 no notes, but I think it's just really, really good. Am I glazing, guys? Let me know if I'm glazing. I just genuinely really enjoy Toby Fox's music, and I'm not trying to glaze at all. These are just my honest thoughts. There's no songs and not a fan yet. That's crazy. There's only 40 songs on this soundtrack, though. Undertale had 100, so there was bound to be some not a fans. Next up is Gallery, which is only 12 seconds, so it's gonna go here. Actually, wait. I do remember it being quite epic. Let's listen. I love the moment that plays during this. So it's going in good but not my favorite, even though it is honestly too short. Does it even count? We're gonna disregard my own rules. Haha, rules. Get it? Rules. We're disregarding my own rules. We're disregarding Rules Card because fuck that guy. Just kidding. I don't hate Rules Card. I just didn't know he was like kind of beloved. Genuinely, he just kind of like whatever to me. He's kind of annoying, honestly. I get that that's the point, but still. The throuple storyline in chapter 3 was hilarious, though. I will give him that. But yeah, the king reveal was genuinely sickening. I love it. And the moment that happens during it, because, you know, throughout the whole game, we're, you know, chapter 1, obviously, throughout the entirety of chapter 1, it's very much giving, you know, fun adventure. This is a fun adventure. And, you know, it gets very serious when Lancer, you know, starts telling us about his dad. And Susie's kind of just like, okay, well, we'll beat the shit out of your dad. Like, she doesn't give a fuck. Which could, you know, tie into the theory, you know, that Susie's parents are not the best parents. Even though it's not really a theory at this point, it's pretty much just straight up implied. That's like the implication that Toby wants us to think, I believe. Because in chapter 4, I've been dying to talk about this, but I have not found the perfect spot to talk about it yet, so I'm going to talk about it now. I completely misunderstood the ending of chapter 4, and it has haunted me for all of time, honestly, because I kept bringing it up in chapter 5 and nobody fucking corrected me. I'm so upset. So at the end of chapter 4, you know, there's that scene where we walk in, Sans is partying with Toriel in the fucking living room. She's drunk off her ass, and Susie, you know, gets pretty quiet, and she decides to just leave. And I thought it was, you know, kind of funny. I was like, okay, I guess Susie's like embarrassed seeing our mom drunk, and she decided to leave. Then we go to bed. Chris is obviously, you know, tossing and turning in their bed because they're playing very loud music. And then I hear, you know, Susie's voice. And then we hear, you know, a bit of Toriel's voice. So I interpreted that scene as Susie came back. Like, she changed her mind, knocked on the door or something. And then Toriel told her something in her drunken state. And then Susie decided to leave again. I did not realize that we were just hearing Susie talk outside the window, like, until the very end. I thought Toriel said something to Susie, and the whole time in chapter 5, I'm like, what the fuck did Toriel say to Susie? Like, why is she so upset? But the implication, I guess, is that perhaps Susie's parents are abusive, and they probably, you know, drink alcohol. So she's probably, you know, not very fond of seeing drunk adults, which completely valid. I completely understand her. So that probably knocked Toriel off that pedestal that she had her on, because it's clear that she had her on a pedestal. The way that she acts when she comes over Toriel's house for the first time, like, she's scared to mess it up. She doesn't want to be too rude or too Susie. But then, you know, seeing Toriel drunk obviously, you know, shatters that view that she had of her. And a lot of people are making the connection with Noelle, how Susie also puts Noelle on this pedestal when she doesn't even really know her, and that view of her is going to get shattered in chapter 6, which I also believe as well. I don't think that Susie telling Noelle about the Dark World is going to go as well as Susie hopes it will, and how they're setting it up. The chapter ending with them getting ready to set up for Noelle's arrival, even though Noelle's dad just probably died. I still don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if he's actually dead. He's probably in a coma. At least that's my interpretation. I think he's in a comatose state. I don't think he's fully dead yet. I don't think Noelle is going to take the Dark World news very well, and I think she might act out in a way that will have Susie questioning her view of Noelle and her jumping into a relationship with her so quickly. Because it seems to be a thing that Susie does. She seems to romanticize things. She's obviously, you know, romanticizing her relationship with Chris, even though she doesn't fully know Chris. She's only known them for a few days. You know, even though what I just said, a lot can happen in a few days. They've gone through a lot of near-death experiences together, a whole lot of bonding, some trauma bonding, if you will. She only really knows us, being Chris, if that makes sense. She only knows us, really. She doesn't know Chris. Same thing with the Dark World. She's romanticizing the Dark World, and it's been implied at certain points that, you know, the Dark World is not sustainable to live in. The food that you eat there doesn't really matter, Susie has stated. And it's obviously, you know, an allegory for escapism, but obviously Toby is a better writer than escapism equals bad. So I think it'll go somewhere. I think obviously Susie is gonna have some even more development, because I don't think her arc is done being developed. Like, I know she's, you know, kind of been the same for a few chapters now, because most of her development happens, you know, in chapters 1 and 2, but I do believe that she will have even more development, in the sense that she'll learn to stop romanticizing things, but not in like a bitter way. I don't think it'll turn like bitter or anything like that. I don't think she's gonna, you know, start hating Noelle, start hating Toriel. I think she just needs some time and some space, and I don't know how much of that she'll get, because I have no fucking clue what to expect from chapter 6, but If it's going the way that I think that it's gonna go, a lot of people seem to think that there's gonna be a Dark World in Holiday Manor, which would make a lot of sense considering some of the things that we can interact with in Chapter 4. The tree is a very climbable tree. There's gonna be a climbing segment, duh. So my personal theory, because a lot of people seem to think that the Dark World is gonna be at the hospital, I don't think so at all. I think that would be quite silly. I think that Carol is gonna bring Rudy home to have him, like, rest there so he doesn't die in the hospital, because honestly I think Carol's probably in a similar state as Noelle at the moment, like kind of just on autopilot. She's already, you know, lost her daughter and she's losing her husband. I know some people say that they think that they're kind of like separated but not, which I guess would make sense. In my opinion, I think that their marriage is probably just strained from their daughter going missing. I don't think that they're like secretly separated and Rudy and Asgore are fucking on the side. Like, I don't think that that's happening. Maybe they had a little something back in the day, but I don't think that that's what's going on currently. So I do think that Carol obviously cares for her husband, and she probably, you know, brings him home so that he can, you know, live out the rest of his days, you know, at home, even though he's in a coma. At least that's what I think. And Noelle will be there by his bedside, probably talking to him, trying to get him to wake up. And then Susie drops that bomb on her, and then they make a Dark World in their fucking house. That's what I think's gonna happen. That was a lot of yapping. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I did not mean to yap for so long. I'm gonna try and save the theories for a theory video. I need to stop yapping. I just can't help it. I go on so many tangents. What is that? What is that a symptom of? It could probably be like 10 different things. Okay, next up we have Chaos King, which we talked about earlier. Yeah, it's just a better version of Card Castle. It's going in the best thing to ever grace my ears. This is such a good boss battle theme. I don't even remember if I finished my original thought that we're just kind of on an adventure for most of chapter 1, and then we get to King, and he's like the first enemy of the game that actually wants to kill us. Like, shit gets real really quick. And I also just love this battle, how the mechanics change, where Talk becomes dual heal for Rousey, and Talk for Chris becomes Courage, and Talk for Susie becomes Redbuster. Toby, you need to bring that mechanic back. I know we have the act menu now, but the switch up was so fun. Like, that shit was peak. Bring it back. Okay, next we have Darkness Falls. I don't know at what point in the game this plays. Let me look it up. Okay, so Darkness Falls plays if the player chooses not to persist after a game over. I've actually never done that because I get scared that it's not gonna save. Like, I always have to go back to my save to make sure that I'm at my save, if that makes sense. Oh, I'm looking at the trivia. I low-key need to go on the Deltarune wiki and look at the trivia sections, because these are some interesting facts. This one in particular. As of chapter 5, Darkness Falls and Rude Buster are the only tracks that play in all 5 chapters. That's pretty neat. Okay, let's listen. What is Toby putting... What is with Toby and putting, like, good songs behind moments that people don't always see? I actually like this. It's kind of repetitive. Okay, it's going in Love, Love, Love just for that. I like this. What the hell? Damn. Okay, it's going in Amazing 10 out of 10, no notes. This is giving determination. Okay, I'm gonna have to go in and not persist after game over next time just to hear this absolute banger. Okay, next up we have the circus, which plays while we're walking down that long ass stairwell into Jevel's cell. It has less streams than Darkness Falls, interestingly enough. I actually have listened to this song recently and it's faster. It's like sped up more than it is in the game. I feel like in the game it's way slower and more like ominous. Like, listen, maybe you'll hear what I'm talking about. Like, this is just sounding like American Horror Story. I feel like it's way slower in game. I actually like this. It's a good intro to the character. Especially, you know, accidentally stumbling upon this while playing the game for the first time. And that song will lead us into this absolute banger, The World Revolving. You know what? You know what? I don't know why I said you know what, because clearly you know. Why is this song so good? Why is it so good? Even though the battle fucking sucks, I'm so bad at it. Bro, hearing Aqua say The World Revolving in chapter 5 genuinely gave me whiplash. I was like, say that again? Like, say that again. That happened a lot in chapter 5. I feel like there was other characters that also said The World Revolving. And then Flowery literally saying pacifist root. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, that just straight up felt like trolling. Like, we were being trolled. We had no idea that they were gonna play in our face. But yes, World Revolving, absolute banger. It has 60 million streams, probably the most on here, without a doubt. Yeah, the closest second is Rude Buster, which has 47 million. Did I say 1,000 for the World Revolving? I'm at 60 million. I feel like I said 1,000 for some reason. Am I crazy? I feel like my memory is getting really bad, guys. Should I be more concerned? I mean, I am pretty concerned. It's just like, what can I do about it? Like, nothing, probably. Okay, and then next up we have Friendship, which is another one I have listened to recently, actually. This one really gives, Reunited from Undertale, and y'all know how I feel about that fucking song. It's just, you know, getting to go on a little walk after beating chapter 1, even though we can't go on a full walk, which I always found pretty strange that we can't go all the way back to the beginning. I don't know if we're gonna have something like that in chapter 7 because Toby, the way Toby has talked about it, it seems like, you know, the fun and games are over. The game is going to take kind of a dark turn, which obviously there's already been quite a bit of darkness sprinkled in throughout the chapters. It's clear that we're getting into the big and bad, and I'm really scared for it. So I don't know if we're going to get a moment like this like we did in Undertale, where we get to walk all the way back through. I doubt it because, you know, this game is a little bit different. It wasn't one big map like Undertale was with just, you know, different areas scattered throughout. It was multiple like worlds, and most of the fountains are closed, you know, unless they all get reopened and the roaring happens. I sure would hate that. But yes, next up we have Friendship, which is 2 minutes and 40 seconds long, even though we only get to walk back like 2 rooms. Like, there's not much that we get to see. It's just giving Undertale in general, honestly. I love it so much. Friendship, the best thing to have ever graced my ears. It's just so good. It's such a heartwarming feeling. It really gives you the same feeling that Undertale did, I feel like. Especially because, you know, back when Deltarune Chapter 1 first came out, we didn't really know at the time how many chapters there were gonna be, or even if there were gonna be more chapters. I can't remember, honestly. I'm pretty sure when Deltarune released, originally, it was just Deltarune. I don't think it had said Chapter 1 yet. I think it was just referred to as a demo. So, like, for all we knew, this was all we were gonna see of Deltarune. You know, till obviously Chapter 2 got announced. Like, I'm pretty sure this part is also in Reunited, is it not? I'm like 99% positive. Let me look it up. Come on now. Unless I'm just imagining things. I'm like merging the two together. Okay, I might... I totally made that up, guys. It does not play in Reunited. Interesting. It also sounds different. I was right. It does sound different. It plays at 95% speed in game. How many songs are like that? Why are they different on the OST and they play at a different speed in game? Okay, yeah, I think I was just merging the two songs together. That's crazy. Well, they're just on the same level for me, honestly. Maybe not. Reunited is probably a little higher because obviously in Reunited, we get to go back to the very beginning and we get that scene with Asriel. But yeah, this one is still really good. Anyway, next up we have The Holy, which is the song that plays when we go up to the fountain and we're about to seal it. It's only 48 seconds, but let's listen. Damn, okay. I forgot how epic this track is. Okay. It's going an amazing 10 out of 10, no notes. This is giving Chapter 4, which crazy because it's called The Holy. And Chapter 4 is my favorite, in case you didn't know. I don't know if I've said it yet in this video. Like I said, I'll do my official ranking someday after we get the full game. I'll have to let it simmer for a while though. Don't expect a ranking right after, even though I'm saying this like we're getting it tomorrow. Chapter 7 probably won't come out till like 2028 or something, which would be crazy because it would be 10 years since Chapter 1 came out. Because we know for a fact, well, I'm saying for a fact because I'm choosing to trust Toby, that Chapter 6 is coming out next year. And his timing has been correct for the rest of the chapters. So, you know, I'm willing to bet that he's right, that it's coming out next year. If he's confident, so am I. And then my ranking will be very in-depth. I'm not just gonna rank them like I'm listening to these songs and then putting them in a tier. I am gonna do a whole video essay, probably on the game as a whole, when I rank the chapters, and I will be ranking them 1 through 7 style. I'm not going to be doing a tier list because that would feel kind of weird. Like, I'm probably going to rank them like you know, favorite to least favorite. That probably seems like the format that I would do, because I wouldn't know what to name the tiers if I were to do it tier list style. And I would also probably piss a lot of people off. I don't know, because there is a chapter that people seem to love in the fandom that I was not the biggest fan of. I've talked about it in my other ranking. I was not the biggest fan of Chapter 3 when it came out. It's grown on me, don't get me wrong, but still, it's probably still lower on my list. Gun to my head, if I had to rank them right now, it would be Chapter 4. I think I said Chapter 5 after Chapter 4, my last, right after playing Chapter 5, but after letting it simmer and watching other people's playthroughs, I think Chapter 2. I forgot how much I love Chapter 2. I recently watched someone else play it. They played Chapter 2 for the first time, and they didn't really have any spoilers. I need more playthroughs like that. If you guys know anybody who's playing for the first time and they don't have spoilers, Undertale and Deltarune, please drop their channels, and I want to watch them. So... I forgot how much I love Chapter 2, so probably Chapter 2, and then Chapter 5. Okay. Chapter 3 has grown on me. I think, yeah, chapter 3 and then chapter 1, again by default, because chapter 1 is just, you know, it's kind of the demo. It's our little intro to the game. I actually might swap chapter 3 and chapter 1, because, like I said, chapter 3 has grown on me, but to watch, if that makes sense. Like, to watch other people play. Playing it for myself was actual, like, mini-game hell. Like, I could not. If you watch my playthrough, I'm actually so mad at my playthrough of chapter 3, because one, I pissed myself off by not doing well at the mini games, and also you could just tell I was so over it. Like, I wanted to go to bed. I was so tired, and I get that the point is that we keep, you know, doing the game show even though we don't want to do it anymore. The characters themselves, they were dead ass falling asleep. Like, that was me. I get that that's the point, but that doesn't make it any more fun to play. So, like, watching other people play it, great. Amazing experience. Playing it for myself, not looking forward to playing chapter 3 again on my playthrough. But that's alright, because we all have different opinions. I know a lot of people love chapter 3, but I know why a lot of you love chapter 3. It's because you're sick and twisted perverts and you want to fuck that TV man, which is fine. I get you. Okay, next up we have Your Power, which is, you know, similar to... what's the other song that plays? The one from Undertale. Oh, Final Power from Undertale. Yes. The one that plays when Flowey releases the souls. Your Power and Final Power is crazy. Callback Toby Fox? Probably, knowing you. Okay, let's listen. It's probably too short, but again, it's so epic that it'll probably go in a category just like I did with Final Power. Okay, yeah, it's going good, but not my favorite. It's pretty epic, not gonna lie. Okay, next up we have A Town Called Hometown. I do really like this song, actually. It has 8 million streams. It's almost 2 minutes long. So let's give her a listen, because we're almost at the end of this, and it's starting to get really hot in my room. I need to turn my AC back on. It's just so comfy cozy. The same way that Home from Undertale is. I really, really love this one. It's going in amazing 10 out of 10 no notes for now. It might get moved up eventually. I don't know yet. Ooh, wait, I forgot about this part. He always gets me with those fucking string instruments. Okay, fine. It's the best thing to ever grace my ears. You forced my hand. Like, getting to walk around town is very nice. And I wish we would get to do it more often. There's so many points in certain chapters where we're just completely blocked off from exploring a town. And I get that a lot of the time it's for story purposes, but sometimes it's just not necessary. Let me fucking explore, please. Amazing. 10 out of 10 no notes, except I moved it up because it deserved to be moved up, I think. Next up, we have You Can Always Come Home, which is very obviously supposed to be a callback to Home. Toby kind of like elevated it and made it even more comfy cozy some way, somehow. I don't know how he did it. He just did it. And just listen. It's crazy because I can't even tell exactly what he added because I'm not that musically inclined. I don't have a crazy good like musical ear. But he just made it even more special. I think it's shorter than Home. I don't remember how long Home is exactly, but it is going in the best thing to ever grace my ears. I know this tier is very overwhelming. I'm sorry, I tried so hard not to. but I just couldn't. I had to. I have to be honest with you guys and myself about where I'm placing these tracks, you know? It's also just very heartwarming. I love seeing the relationship between Toriel and Chris. Like, Toriel's so happy that Chris made a friend that she doesn't even really want to punish them. She's like, oh my god, you made a friend? Chris, I'm so proud of you, but you're still in trouble. Like, she didn't give a fuck, really. And then we have Don't Forget, which is the credits song. It has 20 million streams. It's only 51 seconds long. I thought it was longer for some reason. Okay, let's play.
When the light is running low and the shadows start to grow and the places that you know seem like fantasy.
I don't know all the words.
There's a light inside your soul that's still shining in the cold with the truth, the promise in our heart.
I'm not gonna sing. You guys don't deserve to hear that. By that, I mean it's bad. That sounded like I was saying you guys don't deserve to hear my singing voice. It's just so good. No, I was saying the opposite, babes. Actually, I'm lying. I don't think that I'm terrible. It's just, I get embarrassed. Let's not. Don't forget. It's very short, and it's also not much. I think we'll get a better version later on, probably. At the very end of the game, probably the end credits of chapter 7, you know what I mean? Because Undertale had like 3 different credit songs, fake out credits. Toby was just doing the absolute most. I think we're gonna get that again. So for now, it's going in Love, Love, Love. It's also a little bit jarring because we don't have any other songs that have lyrics. So like actual singing voice, it's kind of crazy to hear that. Okay, and the last song, notice how there's no songs in Not a Fan, and we're on the last song, is Before the Story. Actually, when does Before the Story play? Oh, it plays in the file select screen after completing a chapter at least once. Really? Why don't I remember this? I'm not remembering for some reason. Oh, because in chapter 4 and 5, it gets switched to a different song. Okay, that makes sense. Because I have not played the chapters 1, 2, or 3 in a long time. Well, not completed them in a long time. I say in a long time, like chapter 3 didn't come out last year. It's so crazy. It feels like it was forever ago at this point. Okay, let's give her a listen. This is giving an ending from Undertale. Like the initial ending that you get after completing the game for the first time, before you go back and get a better ending. The voicemail. The Sans voicemail. Oh shit. Let him cook? I'm just listening. Not even gonna react. Is it gonna keep building or is it gonna stop? I mean, probably not. It's just the song that plays on the menu. Okay. It is going in Love, Love, Love. It's a good song to play for the chapter select menu after you beat a chapter. Okay, well, that's it for our tier list, except I'm gonna sort them around. Well, that's gonna be it for this ranking. I'm gonna quickly flash the sorted version on the screen here real quick. So yeah, this is the final ranking. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna set up the next one, if I'm just gonna toss in chapter 2 alongside chapter 1, or if I'm gonna do them all separately and then mash them together later. You guys let me know what I should do. And yeah, if you liked this video, leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment because I reply to everybody, literally everybody. But yeah, that's it. Bye, guys. Expect more rankings like this because I still have to do chapter 3, 4, and 5. Yippee!